Jai Haribol.
Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Maharaj. Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat.
Dandavat Pranam Prabhu.
Dandavat.
Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat
Haribol.
Haribol.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Maharaj.
How are you?
Umadevi. Kesha Prabhu. Dandavat. Hare Krishna.
Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam.
Where's Priyadarshini today? Not there? Priyadarshini is not there. Huh? She's there?
Yeah, Priyadarshini.
Priyadarshini.
Oh, there.
Levante la mano.
Priyadarshini.
Aditi, no, what am I thinking of? Anditya, huh?
Anindita is a little time. Come on.
Okay.
She is in the room.
Okay.
She are in the room.
Last week there is no Sangha, Maharaj.
Last Sunday, no. I was here, but nobody showed.
Last week I've try. I can't get.
Okay. Okay. Still very cold, huh? In Spain. Mucho frío.
Mucho, Maharaj, mucho frío. You, Maharaj, you held bien. You fine.
Yes. I'm okay. So you are playing chess, huh? Did you
Yeah,
win?
Maharaj, I class chess for me, master in Argentina in this moment. Class finish 7 o'clock in Spain. I received class to master in Argentina online every Saturday, 2 hours. The 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Spain or Spain old time Spain.
Okay. Did you win? Did you win? Victoria.
Oh, little, yes.
Little. I never heard that before. Little win. Anyhow. Satyam eva jayate. The truth is always victorious. Everything else is not so important. Hare Krishna, Tony. Pradhanji.
He's in car.
Huh?
He's driving.
Oh, he's driving. Okay.
Maharaj in Spain my student children in his school, very children this week no come to class with me because very children COVID very COVID aquí children COVID.
Oh.
No come to class, the chess class.
I see. But you can do on the internet class, internet class, Zoom? On Zoom?
Yes, but yes, I will come to class online to children because in college no like I go to call one day un call, other day other call y así no y in children COVID todo COVID.
I see.
Incredible.
Ah. Difficult situation nowadays. Anyhow, thankfully we can have Sangha on the internet, huh? On Zoom now. My good Sangha. There she is. Hi.
Anindita.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Nandavas Maharaj.
Dhanyavad. Okay, now we can begin. We're going to say do the kirtan.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara
Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jai Shri Krishna
Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura
Jaya
Bhakta
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jai Shri
Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasudhi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jai Shri
Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya
Prabhu
Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya
Prabhu
Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhattarinda.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Rama
Hare Rama, Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Hare Hare
Rama, Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
Rama
Rama,
Hare
Rama Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare Rama, Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
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 Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Rama Hare
Hare,
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
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 Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Rama
Hare,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
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 Hare
Rama Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare
Rama,
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare
Rama Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gora Hari Bol.
Nitya
Hare
Gaura
Nitai
Hare
Gaura Hari Bol, Hari
Hare
Bol,
Bol,
Nitai
Nitya
Gaura
Gaura
Hari Bol.
Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gora Hari Bol.
Nitai
Nitya
Gaura
Gaura
Nitai
Hare
Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
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 Jai Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Maharaj, Srila Dev, Srila Acharya Dev, Srila Santa Maharaj ki Jai.
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 Pradhan ki Jai.
Jai.
Bhaktivinoda ki Jai.
Jai.
Glory to the assembled devotees. All glory to the worldwide devotees. Gaur Premanandi. Hari 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 Bol.
Hari Bol.
Jai Sripad Bhakti, Madhava Puri Maharaj ki Jai.
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 Jai Uma Devi, Krishna Keshava Prabhu, Hariyananda Prabhu, Priyatama Devi, and Priyadarshini, and Sri Bhagavati, and Sri Ananditya ki Jai.
Jai.
Ganesh Didi ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai Jai.
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 Okay. Nice to see you again, Therese. Sitting in
To
your
see you too.
Where is that? In Kathmandu?
I don't know, but it's beautiful.
Maybe Peru. Huh? Is it Peru? Maybe that is
I don't know. I don't know.
Pichu.
Machu Picchu.
Machu Picchu, huh?
Nobody knows it.
No.
How are you feeling, Maharaj?
Can't put this on. I can't hear anything.
How are you feeling?
I feel good. Okay. Thank you.
Good.
You okay? Also?
Yep. Everything's good here.
Good. Today is very cold here too, huh?
Yes.
All right. Let's see. Page in the Pocket Kirtan Guide. Page 38. 38. Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Puja Namo Krishna Namo Maharaja Krishna Krishna
Advaita
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare
Hare Hare.
Jai Srila Prabhupada, Srila Guru, Srila Gurudev, Srila Chaidev, Srila Shante, Maharaja ki Jai.
Jai.
Om Premanandi, Hari 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 Bol.
Oh.
When none of the Sindhu has come.
Yes. Página 44.
Huh?
The page?
What's up? Oh, no. Oh, let's see.
44? No.
No. Page 16. Page 16.
¿Mm?
¿Él no es 8? Sí.
¿Cuál?
Sí, 86 en el pequeño.
86.
Sí. No sé.
16, ya Sabathinandan.
Ah,
No, no, esa es la 17, el grande.
el grande era 18.
18.
17. 17.
17.
16, 16.
10 and 6.
17.
Ah, sí, 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 ya estoy matinando.
Yes. Who would like to say? Over Devi?
Okay, Yasomati Nandana Rajavara Nagara Vakula Ranjana Kana
Yasomati Nandana Rajavara Gokula Ranjana Kana.
Yasomati Nandana Rajavara Nagara Vakula Ranjana Kana
Yasomati Nandana Rajavara Gokula Ranjana Kana.
Gopi Paranadana Madana Manohara Kaliyadamana Vidana
Gopi Paranadana Madana Manohara Kaliyadamana
Amala Harinam Amiya Vilasa
Amala Harinam Amiya Vilasa
Amala Harinam Amiya Vilasa
Amala Harinam Amiya Vilasa
Dina Purandara Navana Nagaravara Vamshivadana Suvasa
Vipina
Purandara Nagavara
Vamsivadana
Vamsivadana
Sajajana Palana Surakulanasana Nanda Godana Rakuyala Govinda Madhava Navanita Taskara Sundarananda Gopala
Govinda
Govinda Madhava Nanda Taskara Sundarananda Gopala
Yamuna Tatachara Gopi Vasanahara Rasarasika Krupamaya
Yamuna Tatachara Gopi Vasanahara Rasarasika Krupamaya
Radavallabha Vrindavana Natavara Bhakti Vinodahasraya
Radhavallabha Natavara Bhakti Vinoda Saraya
Yasomati Nandana Vrajavaro Nagara Gokula Ranjana Kana
Yasomati Nandana Vrajavara Gokula Ranjana Kana
Gopi Paranadana Madana Manohara Kaliya Damana Vidana
Gopi Paranadana Madana Manohara Kaliya Damana Vidana
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hari Bol.
Hare Bol.
Thank you, Oma Devi. Oma Devi ki jai.
Try.
Bye.
All right. And who would like to sing bhajan next? Any bhajan, whatever you like. About Vaishnava Guru. Yes, Harinanda. You can sing.
Maharaj?
Yes.
Don't you want Maharaj?
Wait, 1 minute. Dandavat. Harinanda, what would you like to sing?
Yes, Maharaja. Sansara Davana.
Okay.
Which one?
Samsara Davana Lita Loka. Let's see. Purvastam, page 45.
Yeah.
Yes, Prabhu.
Sansara Davana Nadida Loka. Tranaya Karunjang Gena Genakbam. Pratasya Kaljana Gunana Bhaja. Vande Guru Sri Charana Ravindam. Vande Guru Sri Charana Ravindam. Vande Guru Sri Charana Ravindam. Mahaprabhu Kirtana Nitya Gita Baditra Majan Manasura Sena
Mahaprabhu
Romanchakas Parutaranga Bajo Vande Guru Sri Charana Ravinda Vande Guru Sri Charana Ravinda Vande Guru Sri Charana Ravinda
Vande Guru Vande Guru Sri
Vigraharadhana Nityanana Singharatan Madhira Majanada Yutasya Vastan Chandin Yunjatopi Vande Guru Sri Charana Ravinda
Vande Guru Sri
Vande Guru Sri Charana Ravinda Vande Guru Sri Charana Ravinda
Vande Guru Sri
Chaturvida Sri Bhagava Prasado Savana Triktam Hari Bhakta Sangam
Chaturvi Bhatri Bhagavan Hari
Chittaiva Triktim Bhajata Sadeva Vande Guru Sri Charana Ravinda
Vande Guru
Vande Guru Sri Charana Ravinda Vande Guru Sri Charana Ravinda
Vande Guru Sri
Charanaravinda.
Vande
Vande
Guru
Guru
Sri
Charanaravinda.
Sri Radhika Madhava Yora Paro Madhuyali Laguna Rupanana
Sri Radhika Madhava Yoga
Pratisana Svadana Lolo Pasha Vande Guru Sri Charanaravinda
Vadana Lolo Pasya Vande Guru Sri
Charanaravinda.
Nikunja Juno Rati Kelisi Jai Jajali Biju Tira Pesania
Nikunjayo
Kunjayo no
Jayali
Yayali Rukti
Pratidaja Ati Balabasha Vande Guru Sri Charanaravinda
Tatradidacha Dati Valabhasya Vande Guru Sri
Guru Sri
Charanaravinda
Charanaravinda Vande Guru Sri Charanaravinda
Vande
Vande
Guru
Guru Sri
Vande Guru Sri
Charanaravinda.
Vande
Vande
Guru
Charanaravinda
Sri
Guru Sri
Guru
Charanaravinda.
Sadari
Sri
Vena Samasta
Charanaravinda
Shastrai Utatata Vyata Eva Sadhit
Sakshat Hari
Sakshadari
Vena
Vina Samasta
Samasta
Yastaseta
Itu
Eva
Prabhuja
Sadvi
Priya Eva Tasya Vande Guru Sri Charanaravinda
Into Prabhu
Into
Ya
Prabhu
Priya
Ya
Priya
Eva
Priya
Eva
Eva
Tasya.
Vande
Tasya
Vande
Guru
Vande
Guru
Guru
Sri
Sri
Charanaravinda.
Charanaravinda
Vande Guru Sri Charanaravinda Vande Guru Sri Charanaravinda
Vande
Vande
Guru
Vande
Guru
Sri
Guru
Sri
Sri Sri
Charanaravinda
Charanaravinda.
Vande
Vande
Guru
Guru
Sri
Sri
Charanaravinda
Charanaravinda.
Jaya Prasado Bhagava Prasado Jaya Prasada Nagati Kutopi
Yasa Prasada Bhagavata
Bhagavad
Prasada.
Yasha
Yasa
Prasad
Prasada Nati.
Jaya Stuvan Jaya Satri Sanjan Bande Guru Sri Charanaravindan
Vande Guru
Guru Sri Charanaravinda.
Bande Guru Sri
Guru
Charanaravinda
Sri
Bande Guru
Charanaravinda
Sri Charanaravinda
Vande
Vande
Guru
Guru
Sri
Sri Charanaravinda. Vande
Vande Guru
Guru
Sri
Sri Charanaravinda.
Rima Guru Rastakangeta Uchai Brahme Murte Patita Prayanat
Srimad Guru Rasa
Madhava Patita
Ucha
Ducha.
Vande
Brahme
Murte
Murte
Close
Patita
the gents
Ducha.
toilet.
Tena
Gents
Vrindam
toilet.
Banana
I finish your
Shasasa
break.
Vande Guru
Take your
Sri
key. Take your key.
Charanaravinda
Yeah, this key.
Yasena Vrindana
Vande Guru Sri Charanaravinda Vande Guru Sri Charanaravinda
Vande
Vande Guru
Guru
Vande
Sri
Guru
Charanaravinda.
Sri
Vande
Charanaravinda.
Guru Sri
Sri
Charanaravinda.
Jaya Guru
Charanaravinda.
Deva Jaya Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva
Jaya
Jai
Guru
Guru
Jaya
Deva
Deva,
Guru
Jaya
Deva.
Guru
Jai Guru
Jaya
Deva
Guru
Deva,
Guru
Hi, I'm Siri.
Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Gurudev, Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Gurudev,
Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Hari 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 Bol.
Haribo.
Jai Hari Ananda Prabhu ki jai.
Hi.
Srila Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaja ki.
Haribo, Haribo. Very rousing kirtan.
Maharaj, so wonderful how should we say, self-indulgence in humility, in simply saying how wonderful to be alive and share each other's association, especially to you, Maharaj Puri.
Dhanyavad Saniya Sindhu Prabhu.
Most excellent. Maharaj, I'm sorry I was late joining, but I always am. Time zones and whatever else, weather and.
Okay. Anytime. Anytime you can join us is okay.
Maharaj, I never actually understood. You're actually in the New York side of America, yeah?
Yes, yes.
So you're very, very far away from, how should I say, Hollywood, Maharaj. Sorry, I don't like to be distant. Hollywood.
Oh, Hollywood, yes.
Yeah, sorry.
On the opposite coast.
Sorry, I'm being extremely offensive, and I would probably say a billion, million lifetimes again for the offense I'm creating now, but I'm saying Hollywood, Maharaj.
It's right, opposite coast, the opposite coast.
I know I must stop. I must stop with Jaffa cake. You know what Jaffa cake is? Yeah, it should be Jaffa cake, yeah. Maharaj.
Yes.
Yeah, Maharaj. I was looking at the distribution, and Teresa, Dhanyavad Teresa.
Dhanyavad.
I was looking at the Princeton complex which you occupy. This is most interesting because I have not been to America. I've been all over the other world, but I've never been to America. And never appeared to me. But anyway, and I know the food distribution program that you have going on there, Maharaj. But you're not actually there, but you're at home. You were explaining on another conference that you were with as well, because of this COVID constrictions. And Maharaj, I was just wondering about, like, there's the two things that you spoke about, and I'm afraid I have to bring up my favorite subject, fractals. So microcosm and macrocosm. And within young Maharaj from England, as we've just finished off reading teachings of Queen Kunti. And the very last chapters of Queen Kunti is very political in many aspects and so on. And there is a Maharaj, and this is where I want to ask you this particular question. I'm so grateful for your moment in time. I would have brought this up in side thing, but anyway. I want to, like a music stave, where you have a stave and like a lasagna, many layers. Layer one, Maharaj, with regard to how should I say, the imminent disposition with which we are, in other words, I hit my head against a brick wall. I have a sudden sensation of reality. Leave that on that one. That's a hormone. That's like a drone in a musical composition. Then when Teresa was in the Princeton Center, and I noticed the cartons of food to be distributed, and I noticed many other aspects and so on. And it's like okay, that's so therefore that gave me a note. It gave me an inspiration for a piece in them. I am totally and numerically compromised. However, I see things in color. Maybe I'm autistic. Teresa and the kirtan that existed within the Princeton at that particular date and so on. So that had a resonance that existed. So you put a compressor on it and it just goes on and on and on. And then Maharaj, then we see all this nonsense and controversy that goes up now on YouTube with regard to Shanti Maharaj and blah, blah, and you know all that silly stuff. And this is where, if I make offense, which undoubtedly I shall do, but it is, if I make offense, it's because I'm making an offense because I am speaking from the sincerity of my heart. Maharaj, Acharya Maharaj, before he departed, I was so incredibly privileged to have his association, and I took Diksha initiation from Acharya Maharaj. Shanti Maharaj is always my Shiksha Guru. And through last year's Science and Science, like with Dr. Ford and so on, and the Science and Science, I was not initiated prior to that. And I understand the curtails and the restrictions and the incredible difficulties that were occurred to try and get this year's Science and Science conference together. And I understand, Maharaj, so many of the disappointments that you had personally, because I could feel for you, Maharaj, because I understood that, like the purpose, yeah. Purpose was the essence. And yet, it was most difficult to, how should I say, as Dr. Ford presented as well, and particularly actually the following, I cannot remember offhand, but to have that notion of the encapsulation of the singularity within the, how should I say, the propagation of artificial intelligence inventing its own source code. And as I said, we're talking on a lasagna here, or staving music, so that was that line. And here's the other line that came from that resonance of those particular notions, was the notion then that the privilege of Mahatma and the incredible opportunity to meet with yourself, Maharaj, and have the opportunity in this lifetime to be alive, that all of a sudden, excuse me, sorry, opposite my nose, why? I'm alive. I'm conscious. And the consciousness, I suppose, is kind of like the conductor, guru, with all the ensemble of all the different harmonics within the orchestra, from the basses, the bassoons, and so on. And then if one transposes the notions of bhakti, and guru, and pampada onto the notion of orchestra, conductor, and all the different harmonics and concepts, not just first violins down to cellos, woodwind, bassoon, blah, 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 but also all of the concepts that Gurudev has given us through the scriptures and so on. and then incredible to try and understand this with the wonderful gift that we have of life at this moment in time, and the prerogative of being able to speak to people who can understand and hopefully educate us more so that we can go or whatever. Anyway, sorry, Maharaj, I speak far too much and you do not interrupt enough. You do not stop my flow of thought enough. But you understand, Maharaj, that all of those layers and layers and layers, from everything from the nectar of devotion, Sripad Prabhu, ISKCON, nectar of devotion, and all rules, regulations. But this is ISKCON, but this is Gaudiya. And my guru is Acharya Maharaj, my Shishka Guru, and you are my proxy guru by association. I am so grateful and so merciful. However, I thank you so much for all the wonderful problems, because I live on my own, and there is no, well, apart from my wife and my dogs and cats and birds and whatever else, but there is no temple. I haven't visited a temple. I cannot remember when. So therefore, there's an incredible amount of, how should I say, simply trying to learn. But I don't care about so many of these things, because my heart is with you, Maharaj. And thank you so much, Puri Maharaj, for not only just your weekend things, but also, most especially, your organization and your stimulation of such things as Kant and your philosophy. Oh my goodness me, I am a sponge because I can only be a sponge for the attraction of the power and the glory of your thought and your presence, Maharaj. Oh, please, and not only that, but as a musician, I so much enjoy you laughing and your chuckles and your smiles. Dhanyavad Maharaj, please forgive my offenses. I'm alone here as a Vaishnava in Ireland, and I so welcome. I have my great friend Kanapriya. She is most magnificent to me. But Shanta Maharaj is very, very involved in so many other things. Meanwhile, I am trying to chop down all the YouTube things, and I'm still working on podcast versions of YouTube things, which was Sashastikam. I've gotten to thing. I have the whole thing ready to podcast, but man, you wouldn't believe the political and grievous difficulties with IT, podcast, broadcasters, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, sorry, Maharaj. Thank you so much for listening to me. I did not mean to dump on you all this stuff, but Dhanyavad, Maharaj. Thank you very much. Your patience, most of your patience.
Haribo, Haribo.
Hare Krishna.
Hi, Amiya Krishna Prabhu ki jai.
Bye.
All right. So then let's continue with our kirtans. Another kirtan about Nityananda Prabhu. Right, we don't have somebody here. Nitai, page 65. Page 65. So who among you, all of the devotees there with you, Harinanda Prabhu, would like to sing that? Nitai Padakamala.
Anindita.
Anandita, okay.
Nitai Padakamala, Koti Chandra Shushitala, Yashaya Yagatayudai, Nitai
Padakamala,
Koti
Koti
Chandra Susitala
Yeshaya
Raya
Jagatayudaya.
Nitai Vinevai, Radha Krishna Paitenai, Nidakari Naronitai Rapaya, Nitai Vinevai, Radha Krishna Paitenai,
Nidakari
Naronitai Rapaya. Sheshambandana Hiyara, Pita Jama Gelotara, Ekpasu Bhavagura Shara.
Sheshambandana
Sambandana
Amrita Jamageta Jai Vasu Madhava Nitana Bhakti Vidya Kule Ikari
Nitai Paga Pasarinya, Asandere Satya Kori Mani.
Nitai Pada
Pasariya
Asandere Satya Kore
Corona Hoive, Prajarada Krishna Poive, Daronita Yera Sharana Goni. Nitaya Sharana Satya, Tahara Sheva Kanitya, Nitai Pada Shava Koro
Nitai
Sharana Satya, Nitamore Korasuki, Rakaranga Sharanera Pasha.
Bhakti
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare.
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
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 Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Haribo, 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 thank
Jara Haribo.
you. Jai, thank you very much. Nitai ki jai.
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 All right. Then let's see. Page 113, 113, 100, 131. Huh? 113.
113.
That's it.
113. No.
113.
Ah, no.
113.
113.
113. Gracias.
Yeah. A ver. ¿Cuál dice aquí? 113. 113.
No.
¿Cuál? No. ¿Cuál será? 113. No, ya, espera. Que no la conozco.
Okay. Goranga bolite habe pulaka sharira.
Sí, 113.
Hari Hari bolite nayane wabenira.
Mula casa Hari Hari Hayane Abinira
Arakabe nitai chanda karuna karibe samsara vasana more kabe tu chahabe. Arakabe nitai chanda karuna karibe samsara vasana
Asana
more kabe tu
Abe to
chahabe. Vishaya Shadiya Kabe Shura Habe Mana Kabe Hama Hariva Haraba Sri Vrindavana Vishaya Shadiya
Jaya
Kabe
Kabe
Shura
Sura
Habe
Habe
Mana
Mana
Kabe
Kabe
Hama
Hama
Hariva
Aurava Shri
Vrindavana
Vrindavana
Rupa Raghunatha Pade Oibe Akuti Abe Hama Bujiba Se Yugala Piriti Rupa
Raghunatha Ade Aiva Yakute Abahama Pagama Yugawa Kirti.
Rupa Raghunatha Pade Rahu Moro Asa Partana Karahe Sada Narotamodas
Rupa
Raghunatha Pade Rahu Mora Asa Partana Karahe Sada Narotamodas.
Goranga bolite habe Pulaka Sharira Hari Hari bolite nayane Vavedira
Gauranga
Puraka Bhakti Pulaka Sarira Hari Hari Bhakti
Nayane Vagenira.
Jaya Nitai Goranga Nitai Goranga
Nitai
Nitai Goranga Nitai Goranga
Nitai Gauranga,
Nitai Goranga
Nitai Gora Haribo 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 Nitai Gora Haribo
Nitai Gora Haribo 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 Nitai Gora Haribo
Ai Nitai Gora Haribo
Haribo.
Thank you.
Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaja ki jai.
Hey.
Thank you all for your participation. Trying it your own way. Okay, next we will read Prapanna Jivanamrita, I think. Huh? Go to
Madhava Prapanna Jivanamrita.
Unless anyone wants to sing another bhajan. Okay, page 111 in the Prapanna Jivanamrita. Text number 10.
Goodness. What, just give me a second now.
Jayam Vishnupad, Paramahamsa, Paribraja, Kacharya, Statara Sata, Sripad, Bhakti Rakshak Srila Goswami Maharaja ki jai.
Jai.
This is the book of Prapanna Jivanamrita by Srila Sridhara Maharaj. Prapanna Jivanamrita. Prapanna, surrender, huh? There's a book about surrender. Prapanna Jivanamrita, the nectar of the soul surrender to Krishna. Anyabhi Sandhi Varjita Sthai Ratir Eva Set. This is the comment. This first line is the comment that Sridhar Maharaj is making on this verse. The summarization of the whole verse is given here in one line by Sridhar Maharaj. Anyabhi Sandhi Varjita Sthai Ratir Eva Set. Rejection of all spurious motives facilitates continuous attachment to the Lord. Nate Datari Bogi Boga Sayane Narayane Madhave. Devi Deve Devaki Nandane Saravare Chakrayude Sharnagini Dila Shesha Jagat Prapancha Jatare Viveshwara Sridhare Govinde Kuruchita Vitam Achalam Anyais Tukim Ritanahai of Sri Kulakshetra Rasha. Rejection of all spurious motives facilitates continuous attachment to the Lord. He is your Lord, known by his various pastimes of Vidhata, Anantasyayana, Narayana, Madhava, Devata, Devaki Nandana, Surashrestha, Chakrapani, Sharnagi, and Vishvodara, Vishveshwara, Sri Krishna, and Govinda. What more could be desired than to offer your unswerving thoughts unto him? Shekhar. Spurious motives. And all this spurious motives means what would you say? Spurious basically means various, haphazard. Haphazard? What's the proper word in English that you might understand? That are motives that are not connected.
Disconnected?
That are not connected with Krishna. Spurious motives. We all want to do so many different things.
Ulterior?
So, but those things that we want to do, that we feel motivated to do, they are not connected. Are not connected with attachment to Krishna. They're called spurious. Spurious motives means where we want to do things, we have desire to do things that are not connected to Krishna. In this world, everybody has some motive to do something. Who wants to go to college and get an education so they can become a big businessman or some other thing, some computer scientist or whatever, or just some physical scientist? Who doesn't want to go to school and just wants to work in a hot dog stand or some other place to make a little money for whatever they want to do with their life? Some people want to become big family person, have a nice family, settle down in some rich neighborhood and enjoy with their wife and children. Various different motives, They want to go to some concert and hear someone sing. Then these are called spurious motives. Basically, it's all to enjoy sense gratification. But this kind of motives that are not connected with Krishna, these won't lead to fixation, focus of the mind and focus of the heart, to that peace that comes. Not only peace, but complete satisfaction that comes from attachment to Krishna. Devotees, people are amazed when they see devotees. How you can be chanting Hare Krishna all the time, taking a few vegetables, and living in a simple way without, so many different gadgets and all these things that people have in all these different activities and entertainment that people are doing, that are having families and big houses and whatever, social connections, social functions, different types, different going to different restaurants, all these things that people do. All you can do without all that is be happy at the same time. Don't you feel you are missing something? And they feel if they were to do those things, they would be missing the whole meaning of life, practically. The whole meaning of life has nothing to do with Krishna. So when you give all that up, they think, well, how is it possible? Aren't you missing the whole purpose of life? But no, devotees don't feel like that. They know better. That simply by not only know better, but they feel better by having simply a relationship with Krishna and the devotees. And somehow their whole hearts become satisfied, their whole lives become fulfilled, and they become enthusiastic to simply serve Krishna, to chant his holy names, and engage in the different types of service that are that are accompanied by attachment to Krishna. That attachment is so intense that all other things have lose their flavor. All other things to do have lost their taste, and one only wants to be attached to Krishna. What kind of thing is Krishna that would happen? That all other attachments would be rejected. If you could find the most tastiest thing in your life, and a taste that was so high that no other taste could compare, then you give up all the other tastes. I only want to taste this. And if it never became boring, if the taste was so sweet and it never became boring, and then all other tastes would automatically stop. Srila Prabhupada used to call it higher taste. The higher taste. When you take prasadam, it's a higher taste. Automatically, you'll give up all this other eating types of different foods. They taste unflavorful. You don't even think about them anymore. That type of conversion of the heart takes place. I remember when I was first becoming a devotee, I went to the temple the first time. And before that, I was thinking about, I'd like to become a vegetarian, live a pure life, all these things. I was thinking about that. But I never could quite do it because, family and friends all were eating meat and smoking cigarettes and doing all these things. So just by willpower to give up all this vegetarian, become a vegetarian, all those things was very difficult for me. But the very first time I went to the temple in Washington, D.C., actually, they gave me some banana milk. Banana milk? And a little halava, I think it was. Halava, not halava, halava. And from that day on, I never again ate anything that was not offerable to Krishna. I immediately became a prasaditarian. Incredible, huh? Just totally purified my whole system. Of all the wrong-
You coined a phrase. Please say it again, please.
Prashaditarian?
Sanitarian and magnificent. What a wonderful phrase you coined.
Okay.
Mhm. Maharaj, just while you're speaking about that particular time and place and so on, I'm terribly sorry for interrupting you, but it gives you an opportunity to have a drink. May I share something as well that I discovered today only? You know, for posterity's sake, I suppose. This is no LP vinyl. How should I do this?
Hare Krishna album.
Yeah. Very, very old though.
Yeah.
Let me get the framing correct.
No, we can see it. We can see that.
I know. But like, there are many things, and sadly, I do not have my glasses with me, but it's circa something or other, very, very far back. But also, sorry, Maharaj, for it's just simply that you mentioned things of the past.
Okay.
And that's an incredible phrase, a Prashaditarian.
Well, there are many vegetarians.
There
are many vegetarians also in this world, but we're not like that. And our vegetables are offered to Krishna, and so they become prasadam, and that adds a special flavor that vegetarians can't enjoy. They don't have that. They can't enjoy the love, the devotion that comes to the things that we offer, and that also adds to their wonderful flavor. Huh? Without that, it would not have the same taste. Anyhow, so that is the attachment that is being mentioned here, continuous attachment to the Lord. All other things are left behind, not because we renounce them, but because they are automatically given up when the higher taste comes. That is the way of real spiritual progress. Renunciation is not part of bhakti. Attachment is, bhakti means attachment. Renunciation means mukti. Mukti means attachment. Mukti means renunciation. And bhakti means attachment. Bhakti is enjoyment. Mukti is renunciation. And bhakti is attachment to Krishna. So bhakti and mukti, they automatically disappear. One develops bhakti. That is a process. Otherwise, we become jnanis and karmis. That is not desirable in Krishna consciousness. All right, next text. Paramatmani svatmarpanam eva svarta veda tatparyam. Dharmartha kam ito yo bitas trivarga kshatri naya dhammo vividha chavarta manyetaret manyetaretat akilam nigamasya satyam svatmarpanam sva sudhida paramasya pumsa. From Sri Prapanna Maharaj. Full self-surrender is the whole purport of the Vedas. Full self-surrender. This is called Atma Nivedana, huh? Full or Svatmarpanam. Atmarpanam, yes. So the pursuits of religiosity, prosperity, and sense enjoyment have been delineated as the three ends of human existence. They're called Artha, Dharma, and Moksha. What is the other one? Artha. Huh? Artha,
Dharma,
Dharma, religiosity, and
moksha.
well, prosperity, it says here, and sense enjoyment.
They also have kama. Artha, kama, dharma, moksha. Prabhupada said.
Karma. They include the sciences of self-knowledge, elevation, and logic, the principles of government, and various methods of livelihood, such as farming, etc. All these pursuits are advocated by those sections of the Vedas dealing with trimodal matters, and therefore I consider them to be transient. On the other hand, I know self-dedication unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the dear well-wisher of the soul, to be the only factual reality propounded by the Vedas. Well, not that the Vedas are not aware of the other activities of life. Those students of Veda are very well aware of what life in the material world is about. And not that they are ignorant. Vedas are knowledge. Knowledge of all these things is there. How to you want to learn how to enjoy very nicely in this world. Veda will give you that knowledge also. People enjoy in this world, they don't know they're creating so much misery for themselves by their karma reaction. So Veda teaches how to enjoy without getting all that reaction. Yes, there in Veda also. How to make a lot of money, whatever you want to do. Veda gives all these instructions for both the Brahmins, the Kshatriyas, and the Sudras. If you can follow those principles of Veda in those three castes, you can also make a nice minimal difficulties for yourself and have some nice life by following all the principles carefully. And also give it in Veda. But the purpose of Veda is to make your life comfortable so that you can meditate on Krishna. So that you're not disturbed too much. And with that time that you have for meditation on Krishna, you can do that nicely. And also develop your spiritual quality of life. And the ultimate purpose, therefore, is to go back to home. Back to Godhead. After you've enjoyed your life in household, it is recommended in Vedas that you take the sannyas and leave the family and go into the woods, the forest, meditate, and try to focus your attention on Krishna. We read in the Srimad Bhagavatam, King Parikshit, he's a great king. He's going to die and he recognizes he's going to die. He doesn't try to get some doctor to come and try to cure him. He says, no, oh, wonderful, I'm going to die now. I have to leave all this kingdom, all these other things, and meditate on Krishna. Even a king understood that after he enjoyed all those opportunities of a king, he had to leave that and dedicate his life to Krishna so that he could he can go back to home and not come back again into this material world in some other form. Maybe one lifetime you are a king, another lifetime you are a worm. Possible. So one who knows the science of the soul, the reality of the soul, knows that these things are there. Soul is imperishable. The soul is eternal. It doesn't die with the body. There's a difference between soul and body. And the soul has its eternal existence. Then what happens with it after the body dies? Body is not eternal. Soul is sat. One of the qualities of soul is sat. It has its existence. Then what happens when the body disappears? Soul remains. Knowing this is intelligence, having proper knowledge, and then acting on that knowledge. Not waiting or not dying in ignorance like an animal. And not knowing that you're going to take another birth, another body. Definitely you will. You are born into this body, you will take another one after this. You were born into a baby body. When you were born, you were a baby body. That body is gone, but you're still here. You have another body. Scientists will even agree. Already you've reincarnated, basically. At death, you will also. That's not a change of body. Knowing this, then you have to make some preparation. Otherwise, you have this knowledge and then you don't act on it. What kind of knowledge is that? Very important in the human form of life to know this and to act upon it. And Vedas are for that purpose, to give us that knowledge. How we can direct our attention back to our original identity in relation to Krishna. And once you do that, even devotee doesn't care about reincarnation. He doesn't care about what kind of body he will get next lifetime. As long as he is attached to Krishna, that is only concern. I can come back as a dog and live in Krishna's in the compound of the mutt or whatever, to be with the devotees and eat the leftovers from their prasadam. I can be a fly, doesn't matter, an insect, as long as I can live on the wall, rest on the wall of the mutt and hear the Krishna Katha. I can be a blade of grass, and which the devotees will walk on me. I can protect their feet. So it's not about getting it free from incarnation, reincarnation. Devotee doesn't care for that. He only cares to be attached to Krishna. And once that is there within the heart, then devotee is satisfied and he's safe. He is safe forever, eternally. Because if we are actually attached to Krishna, then at the time of death we will remember. We'll remember Krishna. And it says in the Bhagavad Gita, Yang yam vapi smaram bhavam tajat yante kalevaram. What you are thinking of at the time of death, then you will get that. You will achieve to that state.
Maharaj,
Yes.
Dandavad.
Madhava.
Thank you so much for your explanations. Sometimes, Maharaj, particularly when I was much younger man, in my 30s or 40s, and you come across various quotations and so on from ISKCON publications, mostly Sri Prabhupada, all Sri Prabhupada. But something that was too simplistic in a sense was the notion that at the moment of death, if one remembers Krishna, that almost it was like you scratched off a scratch card and you had the magic bullet. It's a very simplistic way, perhaps maybe even if, of introducing the notion that the purification of one's own thoughts, particularly, I mean, who knows when one is going to die? But it is that through Guru and Papara that we have the possibility, the minute possibility of perhaps remembering Krishna at the time of death, no matter what the particular time is, but that the seed has been sown by Guru through Krishna, but then it goes via Pampara, and therefore the significance of remembering Krishna, because Krishna will be always in our mind at every moment of everything that we do in our life. Sorry, Maharaj. No, anyway.
Yes, so the point is that has to be genuine. If there's genuine attachment to Krishna, it's called love, or some affection, Priti Purvakam. If one has some genuine feeling in the heart, that will go, that will be enough. Krishna is there also. He knows what is your genuine feeling, and he will provide that for you. What you want, he will provide for you. Yaya tamam prapadyante tam tataiva bhajamyaham. This is given in the Bhagavad Gita. He knows what you want, and he is supplying. He is supplying, no doubt. Anything you are desiring, he is supplying.
Maharaj?
Aham sarvasya prabhavo, he says. I am the source of everything. You think you're acting independently and you're doing what you want. No. You cannot do what you want. You may want to be a king. Why? That would be a very nice thing, no? You may want to be very wealthy, but you cannot do that on your own. Whatever you may want, you want to be a big musician or whatever. You can't do that just by your wanting. Krishna has to provide.
Maharaj?
Yeah.
Maharaj, may I please ask Radha's connection and association with it. I mean, this is Gaudiya Radha Krishna. Radha, how do I give acknowledgement and thanks to Radha as the plenary proportion of the substantive manifestation of Hare Krishna, Radha Krishna? Anyway, Maharaj. Perhaps I should ask these things in the temple. I'm sorry, Maharaj, you made it too public. But Radha's association is so powerful.
Okay, so don't try to get everything once. Our process is given. You hear and chant and serve. That's all we should want right now. We may have some desire to know Radha and Krishna. That will come if we follow the process. You can't get Radha and Krishna without Nityananda and Mahaprabhu. The first thing we should know as Gaudiya Vaishnavas. First, you try to serve Nityananda Prabhu and Mahaprabhu. We have to understand the meaning of that. And we do that through Guru Parampara, Guru Varga. Our gurus will tell us how we can proceed to Radha and Krishna. We don't try to go directly. And that will not work. We try to hear these things first and do these things first. Then the goal will be reached. automatically. You won't have to try separately for that. First, take the very humble, surrendered position. I am only a foolish person. What I can know about those things. Only I'm hearing about them from Guru. He is telling me about those things. What possibility do I have to reach them? This is the first attitude, proper attitude. I have no possibility to know those things. Then you hear what Guru is telling, have faith in Guru that he will direct you, or she, and follow. And don't expect more than that, because this is what the saints have told us. This is how to reach Radha Krishna, by this process of humble service and surrender to Guru. Not an authentic Guru who knows these things also, but knows the importance of going step by step and not to jump. We're not quantum particles that we can jump all of a sudden. We are humble servants. Humble servants. Krishna Nityadas, Mahaprabhu told. A humble servant of just try to act in that position as a humble servant of Krishna. And Guru told us, chant the holy name, take prasad, and serve Gurudev and the Vaishnavas. This is all we need to know. Everything else will come from that. And that is called Shraddha. Firm faith. And simply by doing that, everything will come.
Under Maharaj,
Oh,
most privileged
yeah.
by made this explanation and for many times for other people as well to see.
Not necessary to
You
thank.
could
That's to do.
not know.
Don't thank anybody. You have to do these things. Just do these things. This will be your benefit. This will be your thanks. Your gratitude will come when you do what Guru has ordered us to do. So many people are coming to Guru and the temple and so forth. And they're saying so many things, singing songs and whatever. Acharya Maharaj was very strict about this. He was very strict about this. He's saying so many people are coming and singing the songs, and they're not following what the song tells them. The song tells them that they should make the words of Guru one with their heart. Chitete Koriya Aikya. Make it one with your heart. But they come here and then they hear the song, they sing the song, and they go home and do whatever they want. They're not bhakti. This is not proper. They're not bhakti. They're not only talking and not doing it. You do. Apply yourself. This is the benefit. This is the thanks that Guru is looking for. Jesus told also a good example, a good teacher. That Jesus told, I know that you love me if you do what I tell, if you follow my command. If you follow what I say, then I know that you'll have love. This is the demonstration of how much sincerity we have, how much love we have. That you follow what Guru had told. That's all. That is all. Everything else comes from that. Just like a seed, you can see what kind of seed it is, what kind of thing it will produce from the seed. Seed doesn't show you the acorn, the tree, the oak tree. You can see the oak tree in the seed, but the oak tree comes out of the seed. So it's a big thing. Oak tree is very big, strong. Comes out of a little seed, but you can see it in the seed stage. So when Guru gives us a mantra, there's a seed. Within that Maha Mantra, there's a seed. The beej. Bhakti Latta beej. Beej means seed. From that, Bhakti Lata Beej, that seed, comes a great creeper that ends up in Goloka Vrindavan. Can you imagine? From this world to that world, by a creeper, growing slowly, slowly, and then going up that high. People are trying to build the Tower of Babel. The tower, and they're becoming baffled by trying to build up to a high platform. That's not the way. You take the beej, the seed, and it will grow. It's a natural process. Seed grows by a natural process, not by any mechanical process we can do. Anything we can take in our hand and do that, no. It's growing by its own internal nature. So that beej is there in a seed form, given to us by Gurudev. And we have to cultivate that, pour water and so forth. Put it in a good soil means your heart has to be sincere. And the water and the nourishment is coming from our chanting and hearing. You hear from Guru and you chant what you have heard. That's the only thing that we need, is hearing and Shravanam Kirtanam. And the seed will grow, become very nice. Sharanagati. Sharanagati means to follow. As surrender means to follow what Gurudev is telling us. Follow, follow, follow. Don't be arrogant. So many problems are being propagated in this mutt, and Srila Maharaj's mutt, because they don't want to follow what Gurudev has said. Govinda Maharaj said Acharya Maharaj is the Acharya. Why are they complaining? Why are they following this and the other thing, whatever their mind tells them? I don't like Acharya Maharaj because of this or that or the other thing. That is not your business. The business is to follow. If Govinda Maharaj says something, we must do that. We must do that. And trust, have faith that it will be the proper way to proceed. Krishna will arrange everything if we can do that. Guru will arrange everything. So just be faithful to Guru. Follow even you may not understand properly. But if you have faith that we are coming from an authentic line, then there's no problem. There'll be no problem. There'll be problems, but they will be like, what do you call it? Petals, flower petals. They won't affect us very seriously if we have the proper connection, line of connection with Gurudev. Haribol, Haribol.
Hare Krishna.
Gauranga. All right. Why is that? What else you want to say? Go ahead, speak.
Maharaj,
Yes.
may I thank you so much for incredible. It's a terrible word to use, but deliberation, or I should say, presentation. There are many aspects of what you have just spoken about, Maharaj, that needed clarification, which you have clarified, and there's also a context of how should I say then. There are different contexts, Maharaj, which we engage with various IT, artificial intelligence, such as, yes, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be, sorry, no puns intended. Nevertheless, there is quite a significant notion that runs quite, as I said before, musically, lasagna-wise, cognitively. Yeah. Where is the manuscript that does cognitive. Has anybody ever come up with you go to a maths class, you get your ledger, your cash book, your in book, your out book, your petty cash book. That's that discipline. Bhakti discipline. But concept discipline. Mahavishnu in the casual ocean. All the manifestations and the emanations, the glokas. Oh my goodness me. The effluence. Oh my goodness. Where is the canvas? There is not a 360-degree canvas possible to incorporate all of the, how should I say, the incredible concepts from Srimad Bhagavatam, Upanishads, etc., etc. But to tie into what you were saying, Maharaj, particularly, is that very difficult to try and encapsulate or paraphrase the notions of the practicalities of go to sleep, wake up in the morning, how the power and the prerogative of being alive, but then one is then alive as a human being. We get over the animal, sorry, we familiarize ourselves with Ishvara is incorporated in this particular boat or whatever else, and we're on the ocean. Maharaj, perhaps maybe I am going too deep, but the concept nevertheless exists that whatever about our particular, how should I say, gifts, talents, attributes, prerogatives, facilities. In other words, I don't have, well, I do have to look for fucking clean water because there ain't no clean water around here. Anyway, that's so everybody's got their own particular predicaments. Nevertheless, so that's on this physical plane. But then there's the transcendental plane, and then there is the devotional plane, and then there is. So in other words, I wake up in the morning, my first thing is I thank Krishna for the fact that I am alive. And then I go to Guru Prabhupada and I just simply, I try to understand this, despite all the multi-incredible experiences that I've had throughout my life, but all the incredible, powerful people and whatever else I had that I worked with and so on. Sorry, excuse me. But it's simply, quite simply, Maharaj, is that as one gets older, one gets not wiser, but perhaps more experienced. Not necessarily wiser, but I've far too much. I'm too old. I should be in a pub with somebody with a pipe and with a talking, you know, hobbits and Gandalfs and whatever else. No, Maharaj, but I think you understand this stupid metaphor I'm trying to make. It's very difficult to have conversations with experience of being at the end of one's lifetime experience with younger people, because it's quite simply hard for them to understand what in God's name does old age mean. I mean, when I was 25, I thought of, I mean, you remember, Maharaj, you're older than I am, but you do remember, never trust anybody over 30. Whoa! Woodstock. Aldous Huxley, Timothy Leary. Oh my goodness, all those manifestations of, how should I say, and all the opportunities for Prabhupada to have had to share Mahanama, Hare Krishna, to so many people. Maharaj, one of my favorite songs, I'm sorry, I am completely and overly taking over now, but Maharaj, do you remember, perhaps you may, Govinda Jai Jai as one of the premier all Sangha? Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopala Jaya Jaya, Radharamana Hare, Govinda Jaya Jaya,
Ah,
Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopala Jaya Jaya, Radharamana Hare, Govinda Jaya Jaya.
very nice. Okay.
Such affection with which, Maharaj,
Okay.
I am so sorry to all of Vaishnavas with which I have made a fool of myself, but I'm a stupid, humble person. I know nothing, but I simply am so grateful for the association of you, Maharaj Puri. Madhava Maharaj.
Haribol, Dhanavad, bro.
Haribol.
Well, we just have to remember some simple things. Huh? Shravanam, Kirtanam. You know these 9 processes of devotional service. Try to focus, fix your life on those things. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. Huh? Shravanam means hearing. Kirtanam means chanting. Vishnu Smaranam means remembering Krishna. First 3 things, very simple. Shravanam, hearing. Kirtanam, chanting. Vishnu Smaranam, remembering. Huh? Then after that comes Archanam. Archana means doing your puja. Maybe you don't have to go to the temple. You can make a temple in your heart, make a temple in your home, and do some temple worship, Archanam, worship of the deity, worship of a picture. Put a picture of Guru and Krishna and Mahaprabhu, and you can worship like that. Don't have to go to the temple for Archanam. Archanam Vandanam, praying to Krishna, Vandanam. Archanam Vandanam, Sakyam, becoming, understanding Krishna is your friend, and Atmanivedanam, and surrendering yourself entirely to Krishna. Very nice to remember these things, simple things. Fill your mind with these simple things. Read the scripture, read what Guru Dev has said in his books, and try to focus on those simple things. Shravanam Kirtan, Vishnu Smaranam, Vandanam Archanam, Sakyam, Atmanivedanam. I'm missing something. Anyhow, basically, these simple things.
Dasyam. Dasyam, Maharaj.
Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmanivedanam. Dasyam means serving. Okay, don't let your mind get carried away so much. You and your mind are 2 different things. You have to learn how to be in charge. Don't let your mind be in charge. You are in charge, and you are a very simple person. You are the servant of Krishna. You let that be the main controlling force. That you are the servant of Krishna, and a servant of Krishna does these 9 things. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. You can keep this simple principle in mind and practice that, and you'll have much more devotional realization in your life. My humble suggestion. Otherwise, no problem. You're doing very nicely in your own way. Okay. All right. Anyone else have any question or comment? At your altar? Okay, good. Evil. Jai, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gomar, Srila Gurudev, Srila Charidev, Ki Jai. Jai, Giri Govardhan, Ki Jai.
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 Evil.
Jai Srila Bhakti Niskam Shanta Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Sripad Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj ki Jai.
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 Hare Krishna.
Jai.
Stay well.
Here to here.
And you are the Majaraja.
Here to here. Corazon to Corazon.
Yes, corazón a corazón. Love to love.
Amor.
Amor se amor.
Dhanyavad pranam.
Dhanyavad.
Dhanyavad Home Delhi, Dhanyavad Harinanda Das, and all your people with you, and Dhanyavad Teresa.
Dhanyavad.
Dhanyavad. Jai Hari Bol.
Haribo.
Yay.